In this video, we're taking a look at the JARD AR-15 set trigger, an accessory that'll help you shoot a semi-auto as well as a bolt gun. I love the AR-15 platform, especially with precision-grade barrels such as those by Proof Research and T-Box, and it's even better with calibers such as 6.5 Grendel, 6mm ARC, and yes, even 224 Valkyrie, when you can get it to shoot. The problem is, and the biggest obstacle to getting great groups out of an AR-15 has been the choice of triggers. In the bolt gun world, 2-pound triggers are now the norm, and you have a variety of options for your platform of choice from companies such as JARD, Timney, TriggerTech, and others. In the AR market, however, a match trigger is considered anything with a 3-pound trigger pull. Now, however, there is an alternative and something truly innovative for the AR platform, the AR set trigger from JARD Triggers. Let's take a look at the trigger, how it works, and I'll give you my first impressions. In a separate video, we'll have range footage as both of the ranges I shoot at are currently either flooded or overrun with snow. So, what is the AR-15 set trigger? Or more specifically, what's a set trigger? At the core, this is a drop-in ready AR-15 trigger. It is self-contained within the housing, and all you have to do is push out 2 pins and remove your existing trigger, and most likely the safety selector. Then, drop in the AR-15 set trigger, replace the 2 pins and the safety selector. Then, tighten down 2 small Allen bolts within the trigger housing to set it into the lower receiver. As a regular trigger, you have a very nice, clean, 4-pound single stage pull. What single stage means is that there's absolutely no take up on the trigger. Simply apply the weight and the brakes. There's also very little to no over travel once the trigger breaks. There's also a very positive feeling reset, and you're right back to where you started. So, okay. 4-pound single stage, very nice, but how is that special? The special part comes in with the second function of the trigger. On the back of the trigger shoe, you will find scalloped cuts on both sides. You would use your finger or thumb, I'll demonstrate with my left hand, and you would push it forward. What this does is, for the lack of a better word, preloads the trigger where only a little bit more pressure is required for it to break. With the trigger pushed forward in the set position, the trigger is advertised to break right around 10 or 13 ounces. On my trigger, however, I measured it out to just 7 ounces, on par with what many of the competition bolt action triggers can be set for. So one question that pops up is, well, what if you have the set trigger set and you don't want to fire? So what you would then do is place the safety on and pull the trigger. What this would do is then disengage the set function and places it back into the standard 4-pound trigger pull in safe mode, and then you can clear your firearm, or you can just fire it from that heavier position. Who is this trigger for, and what do I think about it? This is a fantastic trigger with a very specific target audience, the precision AR-15 shooter. This trigger is certainly not for the new gun owner or someone who wants to upgrade their $600 AR-15 to go plinking at 100 yards. Can you? Yes, absolutely. But I think it's going to be too much trigger, and frankly, I would feel unsafe having a new gun owner or newer gun owner shoot this in the set trigger mode. In fact, I brought out this gun to a private get-together and had 4 or 5 people try this trigger. Every single one of them managed to let the trigger go on the set trigger mode by merely putting their finger on the trigger. It is that light. And that is great. It's great because for an experienced shooter, having this trigger will take out a lot of the human element and will help you extract the most out of the gun without worrying if you jerk the trigger to the side or you smash the trigger on the trigger brake. The only thing I had questions on with the trigger when I first tried it was what was the best way of engaging the set trigger. If you use your index or trigger finger, you'll find that it's a bit difficult or it takes more effort to set it. What I found works best is, so if you're shooting this way, to use your thumb to set it. You're going to be able to get it in directly behind the trigger instead of just a little bit on the side, and you'll be able to set it with less effort. Now, it may not be as quick. However, if you're using the set trigger, an extra half a second is probably not going to make any difference. As soon as the swamp dries up a bit, I plan on doing a back-to-back test, shooting groups in both regular and set trigger modes to see how much it helps me, and we'll also try this with a less experienced shooter as well. For now, I'm really excited about this trigger and how it'll help us extract the most out of this gun and the new 6mm ARC cartridge. I want to thank JARD for getting me this trigger for this project, and if you'd like more information on this trigger, you can find a link in the description box below. If you don't have an AR-15 but you still want a nice trigger for Ruger, Savage, Mossberg, Remington, or other firearms, make sure to check out JARD. So, that's my initial take and first impressions with the JARD AR-15 set trigger. I appreciate you watching, and if you learned something new, please make sure to click the like button and share the video with your friends. And make sure you're subscribed and you have the notification bell on to receive up-to-date notifications on our latest videos, including the follow-up to this trigger, our ongoing precision rifle series, and more. You simply don't want to miss what's coming up next. And if you enjoy this channel and you want to see more content and you want to help keep it going, please join the Squad Squad, our YouTube channel membership. You'll have a direct say in what content is coming up, a direct line to me, some awesome swag, and discounts to a number of vendors, including a few featured in my videos. You can find more information by clicking on the join button below. As always, I want to thank you for watching, keep on squatting, and I'll see you in the next video. Cool. Done.